Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I thought for Thanksgiving I'd film. For once I can get back into track here. It's been a while since I've filmed. I've had a lot going on between work and company and everything else. I will be doing a separate video all about my wonderful visit with Bella and Gail, two YouTubers from the UK who came to stay with me for a little while, and I took a lot of footage from that, and I think you may find it kind of interesting. It was a lot of fun showing off America to the UK folks. Today I'm going to do my November faves and flops, and probably a skincare fail and flop a little bit later on because there's just so much skincare stuff. Oh my goodness. Anyway, speaking of hair, I thought I would. This is my real hair. Yep. This is what it looks like underneath the wigs, and this is my, if it didn't go gray, this is my natural color. It would get blonde streaks in the summer, but just so you know, this is what I really look like. So some of you are always asking me what wig I have on and things like that, and I thought, and when my UK visitors were here, they were none too subtle about saying how they did not like the wigs I was wearing. So it was kind of interesting. No filters there. Anyway, this is actually Revlon Color Silk, and this is the dark blonde shade, number 61, I believe. So it looks lighter on her. So I actually will be putting a little bit of frosted stripes in my hair, but this is yeah, number 61 dark blonde, and this is one of the few boxed hair colors from the drugstore that actually covers the gray hair. I find L'Oreal, Schwarzkopf, all of those really fancy ones, they don't cover all the grays, especially around you know, around my area here right near my ears. I cannot get that to cover, but this does. So surprise, surprise. I always snubbed it because it was like $4.99 at the drugstore, and I'm like, well, it can't possibly be as good as one of the other ones, but the other ones weren't working, and I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll just try it. Sure enough, I kept it on for 50 minutes, and it covered all my gray. So Revlon Color Silk, number 61. No wigs, but I tell you my hair color. I also use the Topic, and this is the dark blonde shade, or the light brown dark blonde shade. And what it is, I don't know if I have a spot here. Maybe I'll show you this. No, let's see if I can find a bigger spot. Here we go, right here. Okay, I'm just going to shake it on there so you can see what it does. Okay, it kind of makes it disappear right in front of your eyes. So, and it doesn't melt down in the rain, and it's great stuff. I like this stuff. I just shake it on there because we all like, especially after a shower when your scalp is kind of a shiny pink color. Well, those of us who are fish belly white like me, your scalp is a little bit shiny after a shower. Putting some of this on dulls it down, and it makes it less apparent that you're losing your hair because you're an old lady. Okay, so Topic, it's worth the price. And health-wise, I have been taking these every day, and I feel great. I feel great. These are the apple cider vinegar gummies, and I reviewed these on Amazon. They were not sent to me. I paid my own cash money for these. Somebody said, well, they probably have beef gelatin in them from beef bones, because a lot of these gummies are made out of gelatin products, but these are not. These are made out of tapioca syrup and a few other things. These are actually a vegetarian line of gummies, and they're apple cider vinegar, but they don't taste like it. I mean, I can't get the stuff down, and I talked about these last month, but I am absolutely convinced that they make me feel better. I take one every day, and you get all of the benefits of the mother with your apple cider vinegar, but you don't get that crummy taste. These are tasting like cherries. They taste like candy, cherry candy. They don't even taste like apples. They don't even taste like cider, nothing. They taste like some kind of other fruit, but it's like having a little piece of candy in the morning, and I've got that out of the way. I've got my apple cider vinegar, so I totally recommend these. Speaking of Thanksgiving, I got this because one of my UK visitors, Bella, is a vegan, and so I stocked my kitchen with vegan foods and dairy alternatives and things like, because she doesn't drink milk or have any dairy, no cheese, and all that stuff. So I thought, oh God, how am I going to do this? So I went in and I got, this is Ready Whip coconut milk like whipped cream. Oh my God, I actually like this better than regular like Ready Whip. And I'm going to probably use this on my pumpkin pie today. Actually, I might make some heavy cream, whipped cream. But anyway, hot cocoa, anything that you normally would put whipped cream on, this stuff tastes good. And you don't taste coconut, even though it's a coconut milk whipped cream. It's a really nice, slightly sweet cream. It tastes kind of like whipped cream, and I bet if you give it to a kid and they drink it with their hot cocoa, they won't know the difference between this and regular whipped cream. So good for you, Ready Whip. Go, man. Okay. All right, let's get into some makeup because that's why you watch me. I get less views when I talk about other stuff. So, J.CAT Beauty. Now, J.CAT Beauty is a brand that isn't talked about very much at all. It should be, because they have some very good products. They have some mediocre products, but I'm really impressed with this one. This is their HOURGLASS Water Sealed Zero Smudge Concealer from J.CAT Beauty. I think this is $3.99 or $4.99. It is outrageously cheap, and this color is very light. This is Vanilla Bean. I actually have since ordered 2 darker shades because I wanted to see what the darkest shades are. This doesn't smudge, it doesn't smear, it doesn't sink into lines underneath your eyes. This is an amazing concealer. Amazing. I am so impressed with this. It probably, spoiler alert, going to be my concealer of the year for drugstore products for concealer. It's absolutely unbelievable how nice this looks under my, I have a lot of texture under my eyes. I have the little crepiness. I get the roadmap look, you know, like desert cracks kind of look, but I don't get it with this. This stuff works. It works, and it stays put. It doesn't break down. Not so keen on the foundation. I mean, the foundation did break down. Although initially it looked pretty going on, it did break down, and I could see like makeup particles at the end of the day, but not with the concealer. I got it online at Ulta, and I also noticed in the Christmas tree shops, which is a chain of stores that you can find, you know, lots of cheapy things. They have a J.CAT Beauty selection, and in some Rite Aid stores you can see J.CAT Beauty as well. So I'd have a look out for them, but you can order online at Ulta. You can order the concealer from them, and I totally recommend it. As I said, the HD foundation from J.CAT Beauty, it initially went on quite pretty. The shades are a little bit golden, but it went on quite pretty, looked initially really nice, and after about an hour started to break down into the lines a little bit, but after like lunchtime it gave that kind of broken up, dry, with little dots kind of look that makeup can do sometimes. So I can't recommend their foundation. Also their mascara, even their long lash mascara, which got really good reviews on Ulta. I didn't think it did anything, and I don't know if I got an old one, but it's a dry formula. It gives you a little bit of length, but it doesn't give you any volume or anything, and I didn't get any big old hunkin' lashes like I love. So their mascara was disappointing. Also, I'm on the fence on this one. This is the J.CAT Beauty AquaSurance Compact Foundation, and what it is I was shopping in Christmas tree shop for looking for the kids' toys and stuff for the grandchildren, and when I hit this display, I'm like, I'm not familiar with them too much on their stuff, so I stood there, and of course I bought several things from them and had to try them. This one may be a little bit patchy for a powder foundation, but I love the way the coverage was on my cheek, my chin, which has a lot of spots. I have a lot of large pores on my chin, and this just blurred them out. So I may have just gotten the wrong color here. This one is called Natural, the color. Let me just show you. It comes with its own little applicator sponge, which I still have to wash. Get a mirror here. But this, of course, is a little golden and dark for me. But I'll show you, maybe I can show you on here. It blurs over imperfections. And I think it's really, really nice for that. Maybe a shade lighter and a little cooler might work for me better. But it seemed to look really nice and stay fine. But I don't know, it's a little bit patchy looking, and I think part of that reason might be that it's the wrong color, and that can always influence everything. But as a powder foundation, I like the blurring effect on my big pores. So if you have big pores, I think you might like this. And that is the AquaSurance Powder Foundation from J.CAT Beauty. During the Sephora sale, I got it, yes, the Hourglass. This is the Edit Palette Ghost, they call it. My gnarly fingerprints all over. There's no way you can clean this thing up. These mirrored compacts. You do get a mirror here, and you get these 6 colors. I think a while back there was a big craze for Hourglass powders, and everybody was putting them on wrong, and they were like shiny disco balls. If you put these on correctly, they can really look stunning, and they can make your skin look dewy, soft, and healthy. And I think that this particular version, they change this a little bit each year. They add some colors the same every year, but there's some new, the blush usually, they change the color. This is the light bronzer, which you can actually lightly contour with as well as bronze. This is the basic setting powder, which you can set underneath your eyes with. This one is the highlighter, which is awfully pretty. You can use all of these as eyeshadows, but they're very, very subtle as an eyeshadow. The 2 blushes are nice combined together or individually. I thought they worked really well. I have medium light skin. There was a complaint that there was not really an option for people who have skin that's a little darker than mine or a lot darker than mine. So I'm not going to protest it, because they do come out with shades that are very flattering for darker skin tones and more olive skin tones. This particular kit, I think, works the best with medium to light to really light skin tones. So this one was for us light skinned folks. I'm sure they have a darker version, and I know that it was either last year or the year before, the version they came out with actually was very complimentary to darker skin tones. So I did use this for setting powder, I used this for highlight, I did use this for bronzer, and I used both of the blushes either together or individually. So they're very, very pretty. It's a beautiful set. It is $80, I believe. It's up to you and your budget. It really is, whether you need something like this or not, because I have single blushes from Hourglass. Like this is Mood Exposure, which is this is a very neutral, mauve-y kind of natural looking blush, and I like this, and I think it's the perfect complement with this. And speaking of powders, this blew me away totally. It blew me away. I think this is just stunning. This is the J.CAT Beauty Porcelain powder. This is the lightest, finest milled powder I think I have ever used. And spoiler alert, I think this is going to be my powder of the year. It is unbelievable. It is the perfect under eye powder for setting your concealer. It's perfect for the marionette line setting. It's perfect for your chin or large pore setting. It is stunning. Now they have several different shades of the powder, and I believe it's the same consistency for each. They have a banana powder. This is the porcelain, and I think they have a darker powder as well. This porcelain powder is my absolute favorite right now. It's better than all of the other powder, and it's better than my RCMA powder. It is better than the Laura Mercier. It's better than my Hourglass Veil. Yep, and it's better than my other Laura Mercier. I have a secret blurring, and I have the under eye brightening powder from Laura Mercier, and this is better than both of those. So outstanding, outstanding, and it is from J.CAT Beauty. I think this was $5. I don't know, but this is definitely worth it. It's the porcelain shade. It is not shiny or anything. It's absolutely a beautiful powder. So totally recommend it. For blushes, I used it a lot this month. This is from that fabulous Look Fabulous Forever. You know, that's that British brand, you know, with the lady in the monotone. That's a cool tone person. She goes, yes, and you take the blush and you put it on, and you know, and she's kind of deadpan. They had sent me some stuff in PR, and I like this blush, and I have been using it. It's a cream blush. It's a great base, so if you put that on first and then you put a powder blush over the top, it really helps your powder blush last longer. But on its own, it's absolutely beautiful, and this color is Peach Cream. This is the warmer tone blush. And it's beautiful, and this is from Look Fabulous Forever is the name of the brand, and they also have a website that's quite extensive. It's for people who are like 60 and over, maybe 50 and over, and they do very minimalist makeup. They're not lash people, if you know what I mean. So Look Fabulous Forever, the peach cream blush is really nice. I'm not sure if I discussed this before, but this is a Real Techniques Face Buffer brush, and this reminds me a lot, and it's pretty much the same shape as the number 7 Artiste brush. This buffing into your skin with your foundation, or even if you're doing your blush or your contour, this just really does an incredible job. I might get a second one so that I have one, so when it's dirty I can have another one, because I like this better than any of my face brushes. This is marvelous. But you just kind of circular motions buff your foundation in, and then you tap it in along the edges. I love this. This is a face blending brush, I think. What are they calling it? Foundation blender. So, and it's a very dense dual fiber brush, and again, it's very much like the Artiste number 7 brush here. If you put a long handle on this and did it like that, you would probably find it's very similar to that. Very nice. And I have washed it several times. I squeeze out the excess water, and then I ruffle my hands through and I let it sit and dry, and it takes overnight to dry because it's so dense, but I'm loving it. After Halloween, they had a sale on all the Wet n Wild Halloween release stuff, and this is the limited edition. Caught in Your Web is the name of this highlighter. And I don't normally go for this kind of a highlighter. It's a very holographic looking thing. It tends to get a blue-purple thing going on. I think maybe around the holidays I may do something like this, but I think it's kind of neat, you know. It's got a little skull here in print. I don't know if you can see the skull. But it was like, I don't know, I think it was like $2.50 or something on sale, so I thought I would get that. I love Wet n Wild highlighters. I think their highlighters are competitive with some of the higher end stuff. I did want to talk about this because I really raved about this. I had a darker shade of the Huda Beauty foundation, and I really loved it, but I thought it was slightly dark for me, especially after summer. Now I don't have a tan of any kind or any color. So I went into Sephora it was the last day of the 20% off sale. And this guy was so busy, he was so sweet, very effeminate person, if you know what I mean. He took me over and tried different shades, and Shortbread is the shade he decided was perfect for me. And now I'm finding it's maybe a little bit light, and I think I was spoiled from that dark shade, because the dark shade was, I always think that darker shades are more forgiving when you put them on your face as far as imperfections and things go. But I like this. I like it sheared out a little bit. The Huda Beauty, you have to shear it out a little bit. And I've forgotten the smell. The smell is like this perfume in Nordstrom kind of smell. It's a very strong scent. So if any of you don't like to have any kind of scent in your face products, and God, why do they do it? This has a scent to it, and I don't mind it. It's a pleasant, rich perfume kind of smell to it, but outside of that, the coverage is great. It lasts all day. It's great. I think one of my favorite high-end foundations this year. I did want to try a little of everything from J.CAT Beauty from that display in the Christmas tree shop. So I did have this. This is the Champaigne, and I use it under my eyes because it makes a really nice kind of a shadow extension of the eyes without being a black line. You know, you don't want a black line underneath your eyes. And this is a really pretty color, the Champaigne. It lasted all day. There's a little bit of sparkle in there, teeny bit of micro glitter. And I'm trying to kind of calm down my glitter usage. I don't want to support glitter because it's really dangerous for the planet, and it is starting to add up in the oceans now, all the plastic stuff. So let's go into mascaras. This is NYX On the Rise, and I bought this, I don't know, probably about a month ago. I've used it several times. It really gives a nice huge hunkin' lash, really nice and really good for your lower lashes. It's easy to use. The stick is a little bit on the, what do you call? It's an hourglass shape, similar to the Better Than Sex mascara. The thing about NYX mascaras, and Essence too, I have a problem with is when it gets hot and sweaty, or if I'm stressed out and I'm blinking a lot and my lashes go up here, I get little dings of black mascara that's been melted and fused onto my upper eyelids. So this does it with this, and unfortunately that's one of my tests with mascara. If I get smudging or little dings above my eyes, I can't recommend it, and I might have recommended this last month because I didn't have a problem with it. And I don't know if it's just because I've used it all month and it's older, but apparently it doesn't keep its promise of holding. It's not waterproof, so I can't recommend this one. The LA Girl Lash Fiber Mascara, I had talked about this when I did my review of the LA Girl, the palette. These two go really well together. This is a great mascara, and it's like $5.99, I think. It is the Lash Fiber Mascara from LA Girl. Go figure. This gives you a huge lash. Really, really nice. It doesn't flake. It doesn't come off. It doesn't leave dings. It's really good for the lower lashes especially. It is a little bit of a pokey kind of sharp plastic wand. It's not kind of a naturally soft fiber wand where when you're putting it on your eyelashes it can actually feel like scratchy. But I like this very much. This is one of my favorite drugstore mascaras. For high end, I did purchase the Kat Von D, and this is the Go Big or Go Home mascara. Leave it to Kat to say something like that on one of her products. Go Big or Go Home is my favorite high-end mascara right now. It's great. It's got one of those naturally soft wands to it. It puts a lot of product on your eyes. You get a big lash in the first coat. It lasts all day. It's a great formulation. Go Cat. Yeah, I really like this a lot. This is a great mascara. Okay, this is LA Girl, and this was released. You can get it in CVS or you can get it on the LA Girl website. And only some CVS's have it, but I believe on the LA Girl website, they will give you a list of addresses of the CVS's that carry it. When I did my last review of this, several people went looking for it. And I think it's just the flagship stores in each of the towns that actually has this, and it's in a special display. It's usually over the top of like the face creams and stuff. It's one little display on its own. It's this and the mascaras side by side. So this is the LA Girl palette, and it's called Born Exclusive. It is huge. No mirror. It just says, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. LA Girl. I like this palette very much. I don't use the mirror that comes with eye palettes, so that doesn't faze me in the least. This is $19.99 in CVS. It's $25 on the LA Girl website plus shipping, I believe. So keep that in mind. There are an assortment of shades, matte, shimmer, and pressed. There's a few that are pressed glitter, but most of them are mattes or shimmers. And you've got your basics, your light matte for your regular. You've got these two for transition. You have this one, you can darken up your crease a bit. You've got a lot of beautiful shades for, you know, jazzing it up depending on what you're wearing. I'm loving this green. I think this green is just so pretty. Let me just put it right here. And this purple, unbelievable. Let me just put that on this side. I'm gonna look silly. I'm gonna look silly, okay. But you can see how strong a pigment that is. Really, really nice. So now I have both colors. They've got some warm tones, some reds. They've got some, you know, really nice series of blues, nice series of purples. The only color range not really covered in here are gray tones and charcoal. Your darkest shade is called Vogue, and it is a kind of a, it's more of a charcoal-y black. I don't think it's a real good solid black. It comes out more, I think, charcoal-y. And I enjoy this palette a lot. I think there's a lot of ideas from it, and if I were to compare this with, say, Tati's Textured Neutrals, which I reviewed about a week or so ago, I prefer this. And the glitters in here are it's actually more of a satiny. I don't see glitter in this. This is more of a satiny look, and it's so pretty. I'm just going to put that right over the top of both of these, and you'll see that you can mix and match these things and change them around and have fun with them. I just really had fun with this. I'd love to see a cool tone, transition shade, and grays. But other than that, this is a perfect palette. This is probably one of my favorite palettes of the year. Spoiler, I'm not going to have any fun at all doing my best of the year video because I'm telling you stuff. Anyway, this is a great palette. If you see it, it is worth it. It is a limited edition. It's not going to be in their permanent collection, which is a shame because it is stunning. It really is. I'm not a big fan of a lot of their eyeshadow palettes. I think they're hit or miss. But this one, I think they did a good job with. So the LA Girl palette, and you can find that in CVS. Okay. One more eye palette here. This is J.CAT Beauty. Again, I'm standing there like a kid in a candy store looking at this whole display of J.CAT Beauty. I hadn't really tried a lot from them. I was disappointed in one of their lipsticks. I was disappointed in the mascara. I was disappointed in something else. I think it was a smaller eye palette. This is fun. When I started today, my eye look was completely from this palette. This is the Majestic Galaxy. Ooh, look at this. And I think this was $13.99. This is a really nice assortment. Their satin and metallic shades are beautiful, and they do sell those separately. This green is outstanding, and this beautiful emerald green, oh my gosh, I love this color. Love this color. No, I don't think I can. Am I gonna? Oh God, there I go. There I go. Isn't that funny? No, not really. Some of you cringe when I do this. But I like to play. I like to play with the stuff. Okay, let me put it on the other side. I don't think it's going to work. And I'm using my finger. I mean, come on. Hello. Okay. Anyway, you get the idea. This has got some beautiful colors in it. You also have your basics, your light color. You've got a couple here you can blend for transition. You've got your dark corners. You've got a lot of shimmers and interesting colors for adding a pop of color. And there's something, I think it was this one I used that I was surprised. It's much more subtle when you put it on your eye. It is not as bright as the, and you can't even see it now because of everything else on here, but it's not as bright on your eye. It is more subtle on your eye than it appears in the pan. So don't be afraid to try some of these brighter colors sometimes, because they may surprise you at how nice they look. So this was great. Take Me Away Majestic Galaxy is the name of the palette, and it's J.CAT Beauty. I'm impressed with the quality. I think that the mattes are a little bit sheer and you do have to build them up, but the shimmers and the metallics in this palette are stunning. They really work well. There were two different types of lip liners from the J.CAT Beauty, and one is the kind you have to sharpen like a pencil, and then the other kind is the kind of turn it up kind of thing. And the lip liners are fine. I don't see a problem with them. The one I'm wearing today is a brownish color one. This reminds me a lot of KKW, her nude lip liner. I like this one very much. This color is called Acorn, and I like it very much. It doesn't look like an acorn would look on here, but it's a very, very kind of a brownish nude color. And it comes off as your natural lip. If you are a medium to light skinned person, it's like your natural lip, slightly more brownish rather than pink. So kind of fun. Now I got two of the liquid lipsticks. One's a metallic and one is a matte. The matte shade went on really pretty, and then it dried kind of weird. I'm going to put this on now. This is the matte shade. Now it lasted really well. When it dried, I won't say it was budge proof because it wasn't, but it did last longer than my regular lipsticks do. It's not too bad, but I think matte lipstick with wrinkly lips is not a good combination. So this particular color, this color was called Lost and Found. Lost and Found. It's a little pink for me. It's a comfortable formula. It's a little bit tacky feeling, a little bit. The other lip color I got from them is the Flash Metal, and I do like this very much. This is the color Peter Pan's Breath. Okay, I'm not sure that's an attractive color. With this metallic, you do need to line your lips so that it does not go into the little lines that go into your mouth. So I'm just going to put that on. Now what I found is not a strong metallic, it's more of a satin look. So this is far more flattering, I think, than the matte shades. So don't be afraid by the word metal, because Splash Metal, to me, Peter Pan's Breath, looks like a kind of a satin shade of, I would say, a natural mauve-y color. What do you think? Peter Pan's Breath, Metal Flash. Okay. I'm a little disappointed because the reviews for ColourPop lipsticks are always so high, and everybody just thinks this is the greatest formulation ever. And there are rumors that ColourPop uses the same factory that Kylie does for Kylie Cosmetics. So Uno Mas is the color of this particular ColourPop lipstick. It is a nude kind of peachy pink color. I'll just put it on. What I found with this is I got the crud line. You know the crud line? Like when you open your mouth, you get like this little ridge of goop, like a ridge line. I call it a crud line. And it doesn't coat your lips well enough to cover, like if you're talking, they can see like the demarcation line, so to speak. It's not pretty. Maybe it is user error, I don't know. But I was disappointed in this, and this is, I believe, a matte formula. I'm just not a matte girl. I just wish they would get back to creams. You know, creams and satins again, because I really miss them. Mattes are just so unflattering on wrinkly lips. They just are. I got 2 more Revlons to add to my Revlon collection. I think I have 7 or 8 Revlon lipsticks, and I really have cut my collection down a lot. These 2 are Smoked Peach and Pink Truffle. So Smoked Peach is really pretty. A little bit lighter and brighter than the one from ColourPop. I just put it over here. And unlike the ColourPop, this is a Smoked Peach. This is a matte shade also, but it doesn't leave that crud line. And I don't know, it's a formulation thing, gotta be. This is a really pretty color for spring or autumn or summer. I'm not sure winter it's going to work, but I don't know. Do you wear makeup different times of the year and not others? I don't know. I'm one of those. I think you should wear certain colors at certain times of the year. I think that's part of the celebration of the seasons kind of thing. The other color, this is the sheer shade, which is more of a cream formula, and this is called Pink Truffle. This is a very pretty shade. This is a very kind of nude natural shade, and it's really nice paired up with other shades. Let's see if I can take this off. How many lipsticks do I have on? There's another one of those beans in a jar thing. Okay, let me just put this on. Now, Pink Truffle is what I've been wearing to work a lot the past couple of weeks. I've had it a couple weeks now, and it's really a nice shade. These sheer shades are very natural looking, and they're creamy. The formulation feels more hydrating, so I do like the sheer formulation of the Revlon cosmetic lipstick. So these are wonderful. Last thing I wanted to talk about is something I used all month long, and it has been amazing. This is the Thread Up. To me, this is one of the coolest ways to shop and to get interesting clothing at very inexpensive prices. I have been using Thread Up now since they started, and I've actually sold a lot of my own clothes. After each season, I take all of my clothes, including this shirt will be on there. I send them back to them, and they sell them, and I get a little percentage of that. They give it to me as credit, and then I can buy more clothes. I also have a code down below in my description box that if you click on it, you get, I think, $10 off your order. And if you do, I get like $10 off my order, so it's good for both of us. ThredUp has hundreds of thousands of clothing items. You can filter them by your sizes only, by price range. You can sort them. You can do it by color. You can say, I only want the pink tops. You can sort them by the type, like sweaters or coats or shoes or booties. You can even segregate out the shoes to how high the heel you want to be on it. I absolutely love this. It's fun. It saves me time. I don't go store shopping in Nordstrom or Macy's for my clothes. I don't like to. I think it's a waste of time and they are overpriced. So I get them secondhand. You can get some really beautiful clothes. At this place you can get some great shoes. I got a coat recently from there. I mean, it's just a great thing. ThredUp is what it's called. It's an online thrift store, but they have very, very seriously picky filters. When they look at the clothes, they have to be clean, no smells, no rips, no stains. They have to be, all the buttons have to be there, the zippers have to work. It is just amazing. I have very rarely received something I was unhappy with. There's a lot of name brand stuff. A lot of things still have the labels on them. So I'm a true believer in ThredUp. They don't sponsor me or anything, but I do have the $10 off code, and they do have free shipping if you get like $75 worth of stuff. But the shipping is not much. It's like $5.99 for shipping. So I mean, that's not very much, and you can get a big old bag of clothes. So speaking of bags, this bag, I'm filling it with my clothes, and they pay the postage for me to send it to them. They sort through, they tell me the items of my clothes that they're going to sell. The rest are recycled or donated to other charity places. I get a small commission, and it's very small. I mean, like if you sell a dress, you get like $1 for it. So you don't get very much when you're selling your own clothes. But when you're buying clothes, you get great deals. I would show off my culinary skills. So I hope all of you are having a happy holiday weekend. Those of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope it goes well for you today, and don't worry about the calories, okay? Everybody have a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.